All right, welcome everybody. So I think you're all aware that Krista Koning just wants to address us for 10 minutes to discuss the HAC Cloud Archive. So I think without further ado, Chris, would you like to introduce yourself and go ahead?
Okay, can everyone hear me all right? Is the sound okay?
Do you want to share any screens at all? I can enable
yes, I think I'm going to share screen.
All right, I'm going to just stop sharing mine.
Okay.
You go ahead then and share.
Share screen, and then here we go. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, what let me just go this one. Right. What I've done is I want to create a cloud where, or the problem is, let me put it this way, is history is getting lost. And some of the societies that's nearly 100 years old, the Cape Centre has nearly got all its minutes books. They still know what they decided 100 years ago at meetings. But the Johannesburg Centre has lost everything, as well as Durban. They only know the last 20, 30 years. So for me, as a historian and archivist of the society, the best way I've realized to conserve history is capture the document as it is being made. In other words, as you create minute meetings like tonight's meeting that will be written up, etc., just put it on the archive. And it's a cloud-based archive. And I'm going to now tonight give you full access to the archive. So if you can see my screen, I'm going to, the one thing I need to get from you is an email address that this is activated. The person who has got the email address has got access to the archive. Now, every time you have a change of secretary or whoever's going to run the archive or have access to this, every time you get a new secretary, we've got to change the email address to that person. So it's easier to have an email address that is, where do I get rid of this? I see you've got your Hermanus Center on the website. The email address is info@Hermanus Astronomy. Should I use that email address, or is there a email address specifically for the secretary? Basically, what you as a committee must decide is who's going to take charge of this. For example, the secretary is the person who writes up the meeting. That's actually the logical person. And now I'm going to go into the website. So this is the archive of HAC, and I'm going to give you access to the whole HAC archive, but only as viewers, not as administrators. But your section, the Hermanus section, I give you full editorial right. And nobody else can tamper with your section. In other words, other people who's got access to this cloud can go and see what you've done and compare it to what they do at the Bloemfontein Center or whatever, but they can't go and tamper in your documents because they've only got right to view it, not to edit anything. So you get exclusive editorial rights on your section and nobody else can tamper with that. So this is what you will see. The archive of HAC with 3 headings. The one is centers. You are, of course, the center. So as I open it up, here you will see the different centers, but there's many more than, remember, this is an archive. So we have things that does not exist anymore. For example, where my cursor is now, the Harare Center. The original Cape Center was known as the Cape Astronomical Association before they became the Cape Center. Now here is Hermanus Center. And this is just documents that I happen to have in my archives that I've collected over the years that I've put in here. Hopefully you've got much more than this that you can put in here. So this bit you will have now full access to. Editorial rights, you can chop and change, reformat it to your heart's content. And for example, what's important under meetings, there I've got dates. I've only got some meetings on 2020 to 2021. And these are, for example, the minutes of the AGM. But okay, let me just go one up. I have the dates 2020 to 2021 because everything at ASA happens not on a calendar year, but from AGM to AGM. So every AGM, a new committee is elected, and yours is now, of course, 2024 to 2025. So you can see on the screen, I haven't got that yet. The secretary can add that. You've got full. And if you've still got last year's minutes, please put it on and add all of that. That is, as I say, most people have lost their history. They don't have their minute books of years ago. And as I said, the best way to make history, capture history, is as you create the document, just put a copy of that document on the cloud archive. You've probably got your own cloud for your committee that you're using. You're probably paying money for that. With this, ASA pays for this. You can still use your own cloud or move everything over here, etc. And and you can see that I've got a document, a folder on the founding of the society, the meetings, your newsletters. I don't have all your newsletters. I've only got some of 2020 and 2021. It's yours. You take control of it. You put all your things in there. You organize it. And what I would suggest is once a year, just before the AGM, the secretary just spends an afternoon and put everything that you want to put up there. And for example, I don't even have your logo. Something like a logo will go on. You'll probably have the same logo for 30 or 40 years. So when you get a new logo, don't delete the old one. You can delete it off your own system, but keep it here. Right, that's just what I wanted to say. Any questions?
Yeah, can I just, so let's, that info at Hermanus, those emails come directly to me at the moment.
Okay.
So
is that the one I am to use?
Look, Peter is the secretary, so he yeah, and then I use for emails I use my Gmail address. So okay. Yeah, all over the show. So I don't know what the optimum thing is. Probably I can organize Peter to have access to the info at Hermanus, and maybe we just work with that one.
Yeah, I can send it to info. Yeah, okay.
You can, if you like, you can send it to. I don't know if you send it to two people, to Peter and to info at Hermanus.
Yes, no
Everything
problem.
that comes to info at Hermanus, if it's relevant to people, I forward it to them.
Okay, I have no idea of that. Can I ask that you later tonight, after you have had your meeting or whatever, you just email me those email addresses, and I can activate it now for you, or if you send me more than one email address, I can activate it when I get your email, and then you will get two activations. One is just view rights to the whole site, and the other one is specifically to the Hermanus Center, where you have full editorial rights.
Okay,
so you can also go and look what other people do.
Yeah, then stuff, what you want us to upload, okay, minutes, that's understandable. So we've got Yeah, the minutes which are not digital in that minute book, or minute books, I think there's more than one.
Okay.
They were always glued onto a page in a book and then signed. So those would have to be scanned in.
I'm going here onto the Cape Center, and the Cape Center has got, there you can see where my cursor is now, 1928 to 2002 born hard copy. Those are minutes that these are the different minute books, and to open up one of them, your minutes will probably look something similar to this, probably just typed. But so what I have is born hard copy and born digital. So your old minutes, just to go out of this, just to show you again, there you can see on that screen, minutes 1928 born hard copy, minutes 2002 to current born digital. I just make that little distinction. So you will have access to all of this. You can go and look at how they did at the Cape, or I did this for Cape Center.
Okay, now to upload that stuff, that's not an afternoon. I mean, who's going to scan in? How old is the center now up here? And I think about 20 years of it is in hard copy, once a month. So you've got 240 sets of minutes which have got to be scanned in. That's not an afternoon's work. That's just the minutes. What about the other stuff?
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I was just going to make a comment. We've got two types of information which I think you are interested in. First of all our newsletters, all the Sky Notes are on the website. Okay, right. So that's digital.
Is that, yeah.
That is digital. Derek did say that before we went digital, the minutes were hard copied. That was for quite a number of years. So that will have to be scanned. And I don't think we have very great scanning facilities. I'm no longer at a company that had a good one.
Yeah.
Peter, I don't know how good your relations are with Sansa. They obviously have facilities, but the rest of us, I don't think have very good scanning facilities. And then I've got lots of documents from the start of the center. When we were admitted as a center of ASA.
Yeah, yeah.
And when there was discussions or congratulations in the provincial government. Things like that. Right. And then I think we must still decide. We've got plans of the initial plans of the observatory up on the hill, which never came to fruition, but it's part of the history of the center. Should that be recorded?
Oh yeah, all those things are very important. But the other thing is your hard copies should not be thrown away after they were scanned. You can either try and find a permanent home for it, or I can go and I've got a deal with the University of Cape Town Special Archives. They've got a special archive section, and as ASA, things like this, it's unique, one of a kind. Each document, there's no doubles, it's the only one. So they take things like that. And I can take your documents and have it stored by the professionals and archived by the professionals. And if you've got a problem scanning it, if I can just get, you put everything together in a box for me, I get to Hermanus maybe once in 2 months, and I can come and pick it up, and I can, if you can't scan it, I can scan it here, and then afterwards go take that box to UCT, and the professionals will store it for you. Archive it for you.
Derek, you and I have threatened to get together and sort out all this stuff, but I think we'll have to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to take a couple of hours, and then we pass it all on to Chris.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so just send me the the email addresses, but whilst we're here, I'm going to now activate on the Hermanus Center. Where do we go? There's Hermanus. There you can see their share. And then this is editor. Okay, we put that there. There you've got
so I've already got my Gmail. That's my Gmail in there as editor.
Derek Duck. Oh, I did already do that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you can't find that email that this thing sent to you, I can send it to you again.
Yeah.
Okay. But there goes info at Hermanus.
Okay, you didn't put didn't have the @ in there. You just had info Hermanus.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. I'll sit and where do we go? There we go. And let's try. No, it didn't go off.
Yeah, you didn't type the full thing in there.
There was
It's got
info.
Info dot Hermanus.
Now, why didn't it copy?
Info at Hermanus.
Okay. There we go. And you've got full editorial, right? And it should be in your inbox as we speak.
Okay.
Right.
So the Hermanus website,
all.
just quickly, the Hermanus website was set up is hosted by Maxitech in Hermanus. And they set up that email for me and the website and everything. So I've got to maybe just check with them how I can give Peter access to the info at Hermanus, so that the secretary has also got access to that.
But Derek, you should be able to, because you've now got editorial right, you should be able to place anyone on that you want to.
Okay.
By your discretion.
Okay.
Okay.
Click that share. Okay.
And so let me stop sharing. Oh, new share, stop share. And there we go. That's all from my side.
Okay, I just want to share our agenda again quickly. Where's my screen? Get a screen rather. Okay, can you see my agenda?
Right.
So I just put in some points there. I just point 1 to 5 actions required. So I don't know if we need to type anything in there, and who's going to act on the actions. Have you got any suggestions? I think basically we've got it. We don't really need to put anything in there at the moment. Or does anybody else got any other questions about this? Peter?
I'm sure I've got a lot of questions, but I need sort of time to sort of digest all this lot. Yeah.
Okay, let's digest it and email each other, and then put together a list of questions we might have for Chris and so on, as far as procedures and so on are concerned.
Mr. Chairman, I think one of the questions you must ask Maxitech is how would it be possible to electronically transfer our website to the cloud, because there's a massive amount of information on the website.
Yeah, all the newsletters are on the website.
Okay. Quite frankly, I don't
know. That's hosted by them on their servers.
So they'll have to answer the question.
Yeah.
All right.
We can swamp you.
Okay. Contact me and enjoy the rest of your meeting, and enjoy the good weather whilst we got fair weather.
Yeah, unfortunately we got clouds tonight. I'm hoping it was going to be clear, but anyway.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you with a few carloads of boxes in a while.
Okay. Certainly.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that, Chris. Right, let's then just go on with the minutes. Can we get approval of the minutes of August? And a second?
Proposed.
Big proposes. And Elaine, your mic is muted, but I think Elaine's saying she will second. I see your mic is muted, Elaine. Okay, try again.
I'll propose.
Okay, right. We can hear you now. Right, thank you. Let me. I'll have to
Okay,
just
sorry. I think there's a bit confusion there. I got Mick as proposed, and then Elaine proposed. Who's proposing?
No,
Who's seconding?
Elaine second.
Happy.
I'll second.
Okay. Thank you.
I just need to open the Treasurer's report. Come on. Everything going extra slow when you're in a hurry. Come on, where's it now? All right, let's go on to the Treasurer's report. Where do you want to start, Elaine?
Yeah, I think just it's so not much has happened. So if you just go to the financial report,
Income
I think
statement?
it's the other document, the Word document. Yeah.
Oh, the Word, is there a Word document?
Yeah. Well, I can start over here if you like. I mean,
financial report. Okay, there we go.
yes, thanks. Yeah. Okay, our total assets at the moment stands at 55,000 rand, 540 rand and 19 cents, and that consists of 10,240 odd rand in our current account, 45,000 rand in the fixed deposit account, and 300 rand still in the cash box. Our profit for the year to date is 2,300 rand, and with the accumulated funds, that brings us also to 55,540 rand. And the only income for the month was 180 rand. That was the membership fees from HAC Committee. And our only expenses, oh, it says for May. I'm sorry, I'll have to change that.
August?
Did I send you the wrong thing here? Oh dear. Okay, I forgot to change it at the back. Peter, I'll send it, the new one. Okay, I'll update it. But the figures are right. I just didn't change the dates. The only income for the month was from HAC Committee, the membership, and the only expenses for August was 750 rand for bank charges. Then the maintenance, the reserved for projects and maintenance, the same amount, 2,969. Education and outreach, 3,535 available for that. And then, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Sorry, I printed out the wrong thing for myself.
No, that's fine. I just want to comment on one. You use the word available now.
Yes.
I would prefer your financial report to say 2,969.01 is available for project and maintenance, subject to sufficient funds being available.
Okay, I'll do that.
Education and outreach, available for education and outreach, subject to available funds.
Okay.
It's not reserved for that.
Okay, I'll add that, sufficient to. Okay. And then I'm sorry about that, Peter. I'll send you. I think I didn't update it. And then 22 copies of Sky. This is for upcoming payments and income. 22 copies of Sky Guides have been ordered to date, and I think a couple more have been added as well. I sent this afternoon. I sent the the latest bank statement to Peter, that updated to today. And then just a reminder to Peter and Derek, so that I can do the payments for the insurance and for Zoom at the end of September, which would be this end of this month.
Elaine, can I just ask what interest rate was the 45,000 for the current year invested at?
I beg your pardon?
At what interest rate was the current fixed deposit?
Pierre, I'm not sure, because they quoted two different things. Once it was 8.3 and then it was 8.2. So I'm not sure which one holds.
It's above 8%. That's plenty. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Elaine, I think my list of Sky Guides, I have 26 orders, 25 paid for, and I've confirmed that on your MyMobers statement. So you said 22. I think you're short of 4. There's just one not paid for. Mick Finn said he would pay tomorrow, I think. Is that correct, Mick?
Yeah, it's already paid.
It's already paid. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got all 26 paid for. We should have 2,600 income from
This is for August, Peter, not to current date. I paid this month, for example.
Ah, okay. All right. Understood.
Okay. Yeah, Peter, there were a few payments. I mean, none of the Sky Guides were paid in the month of July. So they were all paid. Yeah, again, they were all made this, and some of them were just paid recently, like today, when I wrote this report. Since I wrote this report, I think 4 or 5 had paid as well.
Okay, so September report would show the full amount.
Yes, yes.
All right. Thanks. Do we need to go to the worksheet?
You can if you want to. I don't know. There's not much to see there. Or I've marked it in yellow. So if you could go to the first one, to the income statement. I've indicated in yellow the income, the membership fees that had increased by 180 from 2,400 to 2,600, and the only expenditure was the bank charges was 92, and the 750 made that to 99. And then the balance sheet, which is the next sheet, the balance sheet just as I've indicated in the report, last month, the year to date, our total assets were 55,367, and in our Mobers account was last month was 10,000 and 10,067 rand, and this month, but because of the increase of 180, it's 10,240, and then our profit for the month is 2,300, whereas last month it was 2,128.
Okay. Anything, projects and updates on that reading?
No, no one has spent anything there.
Okay. All right. Any questions on the figures for Elaine?
Thanks, Elaine. It's very important to trust one's financial statements. I do. So I'd like to propose that we accept it with thanks.
Thanks. And I'll just change May to
Come on, I'm trying to get the agenda back. There we go. All right. Okay, so proposer and second for the Treasurer's report.
I proposed.
I can second.
And Peter Kotze has seconded.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Peter. All right. Peter, next item says committee new HACC member question mark. What is the point of discussion there? Peter, you're muted. Peter, your mic is muted. Peter, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I was muted there. I sent an email last month suggesting that we desperately need another committee member. Now, one thing I'm not sure of, Peter Kotzer says he's not doing the speakers for next year. But is Peter going to stay on the committee?
That's not for me to decide.
But Peter, we can still use you to edit the items for the newsletter if you're prepared to do that.
Yes, that's what I said. I'm still prepared to compile the astronomy newsletter part for the astronomy for the monthly newsletter. That I can still do, and I can continue with that without any problem.
Okay, if you can do that, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, then I apologize for asking that, Peter, but I wasn't aware of this. All I was told was that you would not be doing the speakers next year. So my next question was going to be the astronomy notes. So okay, that clears that one up, and so you will still be part of the committee next year, hopefully. As you say, it's not up to you, but well, it is mostly up to you.
Yeah, if that contribution warrants a position on the committee, then I'm quite glad to continue with that.
Okay, great. But I still think we need another committee member. I think that our each one of us has a very loaded portfolio, in my opinion. And I actually personally, we were talking about recently shedding the minutes and that sort of thing. I'm settled into the minutes now, but one thing I wouldn't mind if somebody else would like to take a turn at the newsletter, the editor of the newsletter, I'd be very happy with that. But I do think that we need another member on the committee. That's
okay,
just
Peter,
my opinion.
I can go back to doing the part of the newsletter that Peter Kotzer doesn't do. It's just sort of the first page or two. If you like, and then between the two of us, we can just deal with that, and then that takes that off your shoulders.
Derek, I honestly think you are so committed now, and you say you do it, but I don't know. If you're happy about it, obviously it's not for me to say. I'm just worrying that you are overcommitting.
Yeah, I think
that's why I suggested another member.
Yeah. All right. If we can get another member, if somebody's got somebody that's prepared to come on board. We see at the meetings, we see some new faces that seem fairly interested in astronomy stuff and so on. I don't know if we've got any new members recently. Peter, have we got one or two, I think? Some of those may be interested, so we must talk to them.
I don't know if Peter Kogel might be interested.
Yeah, I think I did sort of ask him, and I don't think he was available, but we can try. We must just make sure. There was that guy whose telescope, that young guy whose telescope we sorted out. That sort of guy one wants to get involved if he can.
We haven't heard from him, have we?
Yeah, I'll contact him again and ask him what his story is. Then okay, is there anything else on that?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to address part of what Peter is wanting to hand over is arranging guest speakers. And I would like to make a twofold proposal. First of all, can all committee members email to the chairman before Monday, let's call it, let's give a whole weekend time for that, speakers that you can suggest for next year. And then when Derek has got a complete list of proposals or concepts or suggestions from the committee, that the chairman and Peter Harvey and Peter Kotzer and myself have a cup of coffee or maybe two, and then see if we can thrash a invitations list for next year. Let's take it 1 year at a time.
Yeah, and then the communication and contacting people and getting them to agree to do a talk and when it is and so on, then we can just decide who's going to handle that afterwards. Once we've got an idea of a guideline sort of for list of speakers that are desirable. So yeah, I think between myself and Pierre, we can sort something out there. As far as contacting people and getting them to commit to take over.
Peter's brain dry before he relinquishes the post.
Yeah. So we want Peter's suggestions of preferred presenters as well as everybody else's. So Peter might have a few people that he's got in mind. Somebody else might say, "Oh, what about Amanda Sikafus and a couple of others? What about Johan Retief and all this sort of thing?" Yeah. So think of the people you'd like to hear a lecture from next year, and let's get that done. Even if you've got just 2 or 3 suggestions.
Mr. Chairman, I was just wondering if one of the other, not possibilities, but just to put it in there, something like astrophotography seems to have become almost a subsection that operates in the actual viewings. They're not happening that often. But what is quite regular and takes a fair amount of time, I would think, for Peter is his study group, that maybe that's a separate portfolio, because those are very different things. I mean, we're talking about psychology and stuff on the next one there. So I'm not sure whether we've correctly apportioned all our different the activities that happen in the club. I just think it's another way of taking some of Peter's workload away if somebody helped on that. It's not really necessarily, it's not absolutely.
Well, I think Peter likes being in charge of study group. Yeah. Peter, are you sick of it, or are you still going to carry on with it?
Peter likes it.
Yeah, he's not going to shed that one.
I enjoy study group, but I enjoy Sky Notes. No problem there.
So what is it you don't enjoy? No, don't worry. I was just a thought. But,
if you want to offer to do the minutes, Mick, I'm sure he'll be glad if you take that over.
I could work the computer the way he does, so I'm afraid I'm pretty. Yeah, I don't think there's much else I'll be able to help with. Not until we all fit it anyway.
All right, so we've got a sort of direction on the speakers for next year, how we're going to tackle that. So let's stick with what we said. Anything else there, Pierre?
Not from me.
Okay, thanks for that contribution, Pierre. Can we move on then to membership?
Okay, currently 52 Gert Klaassen has renewed. There was a bit of confusion there, but he did renew, and for the correct amount, so that's all done. This time last year, 51. PS, we still don't have the membership forms for the new scholars. And that chap, which one is it again? It is Matengwa Siboniso. that one is still bouncing. Siboniso Sakeliad 0 @gmail.
I will send an email. I'm going to send an email to them in any case for the latest GMN photos or images, and I'll make sure that he to ask for a read report, because I've not experienced any emails bouncing off him, and I'll include you in the address list. He's actually a scholar of Hermanus High School, believe it or not. And he wants to bring along a female that's interested as well. And that's also, she will have to join us as a member. I will ensure that.
Okay. Is that it for membership? Is that sorted out for you, Peter?
Yep, that's all for membership, yeah.
The other person I've bumped into occasionally was involved in astronomy. I just forget her name now. She was a sort of Asian, but I think she worked at Sensor, and she's always said, no, I must get back to astronomy again because I've got a bit of time. She used to come to all the cosmology and those various things we had. I just don't know her name. I must just
I know who you're talking about. I'll think of her name just now. Pierre,
Yeah.
you know who Mick's talking about? I forget her name now.
Anyway, I'm sure she's a potential member. Just in, if she's not, maybe she's on the list, but I think she kind
I
of.
think she is a member.
Oh, is she? Okay, well, that's fine.
Sorry,
I'm
who
sorry.
was that? What was that name again?
We haven't got
We
the
can't think of the name, but I know who Mick's talking about. I'd have
Okay,
to.
that's fine.
Let me just see if I can find the. Come on. The
She came to all
membership
three of
list.
Hugo's cosmology.
Are you talking about the mysterious Melanie Ellis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard anything more about her. She's down. She's paid on the 19th of June, paid 180 Rand, and I've heard nothing more from her. I've got no contact details. And I would have thought by now, if she had actually intentionally joined us, she would have said, hey, what's happening about my membership? But
Okay, well,
nothing heard.
This one, Melanie Ellis, you're talking about that person.
She's in red.
Yeah.
I've put it in red there, Melanie Ellis.
Yeah. Oh, because we haven't got any contact details. That's why we can't get hold of her.
Nothing. We've got no way of contacting her. And I've asked around, I think I asked at the last committee meeting if anybody has heard of her, but nobody's heard of her.
Does Peter not know her at all through Sensor?
No, not at all. I've never heard about her.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, it's only if I bump into her in, chance meeting. I don't know where to even start looking. Okay, good. So long as she's there, that's fine.
But we enjoy her money.
She's worth more than her money.
All right. So if anybody can sort that puzzle out, you do. Outreach, can we go on to outreach then? Who are we going to start with? Pierre?
Well, just a brief summary. Mick sent very good reports of quite a lot of outreach activities. He took, amongst others, he took Indy to the IAUGA on the Wednesday. Indy was declared an ambassador for the IAU General Assembly, and he was given the VIP treatment, and Mick covered that very, very, very nicely. There was the visit to Palmit, which I think went all very well. Everyone enjoyed that. And there was also the visit to Cape Town, essentially Ezekiel and the SIO, which I also think went all very well. And then the next visit is going to be to the wind farm. And Mick, I've not spoken to you today because I wasn't here. I spoke to Miranda LaRue, and their modus operandi has changed. In the past, they gave dates and we had to say whether it suits us. They have now asked for the schools to specify dates when they'd like to come, and then the operational people will try and accommodate that. So I've sent WhatsApps to the two schools to ask whether they want to go before the schools close on the 20th of September and nominate a day or a date for a visit from 2 to 4. I must still wait, I must still get back from them, but hopefully that will still happen before the end of this term. And when we've got those 4 together, I think that would be a very good article for Manasseh and of course our own newsletter. But Mick has done sterling work in sending us photos and reports of all these outreach activities. Thanks, Mick, and well done.
No, Pierre, thank you. You're the one who's doing it all. But yeah, I think in fact it's basically what I had. I did send something through very late this afternoon to Peter just on those, and I think I copied you guys as well. Maybe not on this one. But I did. I had the CTICC International Astronomy attendance, and saying that there were 2 parts in there. There were all the international exhibitions in the exhibition hall, which included NASA, the European Space Agency, SANSA were there, Department of Science and Technology. There was the African Society of Astronomy Australia, and many other countries. There must have been 30 or 40 different stands with all sorts of high-tech stuff. And he was thrilled. He actually, there were other school kids there the day, and they had from about midday, there was a auditorium where there were 4 different speakers who were people who were involved in, they were mainly South African, involved in the conference, but giving the way they'd actually saying to them, guys, we've post-school spent more time on degrees and academia than your whole life. These are sort of 14-year-old kids, some of them. So, you know, they all were professors and but coming from very diverse backgrounds and just explaining what satisfaction they've had out of it, and what they the different branches, how they actually got there. One was wanting to be an astronaut, but ended up much happier. One of the females actually, and she said she, you know, once she got into some of the astrophysics, she zoomed into another direction. So that I thought was done really well, and yeah, so that was very good. But as Pierre says, there's so much stuff. You know, the planetarium is just amazing in one way. Then that whole museum is just another. And the kids and their response is hugely successful. And if you get one indie out of it, you actually, I mean, that he was around actually making those original, painting those solar planets. And here, 10 years later, he's sort of head boy of a school and still interested in astrophysics, I think is fantastic. And the fact that Pierre sponsored these membership of these individuals, you know, there's no good our membership going up and Pierre's paying for all the new members we're getting. But it really has been worthwhile. I've just sent out another one today because I had somebody not knowing, you know, they'd just been to SALT and were a bit disappointed. They had a son who's a bit slow in learning, but he was hoping he'd see a telescope where he could look through. So I just sent him the pictures that related to the McLean, and you know, about 12 of them. A lot of them are actually little videos. So I sent that, I think, to all of you, just as about, I don't know, probably about, I don't know, five or 10 slides. But you get the feel of actually the kids sort of being in that, seeing a telescope that was going to, the roof was going to open. They were going to see the sky, and feel the cold air, and then the floor comes up. And that you know, there was a whole engine there which was driving the whole, you know, it goes back to prior to 1900. It was 18, I think McLean was 18 or 1797 that he actually developed. McLean was an Irish guy, I think, and it took until 1902 for them to actually open when they had the official opening. and he got an amazing award. I forget what they call it. But McLean was awarded for finding 4 beta stars in, I think it was the Crux, and it was Major, Canis Major, and in Scorpio, I think maybe as well. But he actually, they were discovered in that, through that telescope, which they'd never seen in the Northern Hemisphere. So he actually was able to find oxygen on those different stars as well. So yeah, it's very exciting, and I think what Pierre's managed to arrange and how he does it, I don't know, but it's fantastic just to be witnessing it and to be able to be there when he does it. So thanks for that. The other stuff, I don't know whether it's outreach, just to say that the municipal, my ward meeting is coming up on the 18th, and do you want me to cover that here, Derek, or is that somewhere else?
Yeah, I think maybe just mention that we've in the projects and maintenance, we've done an initial repair on the one tablet, and that was of concern to them at the ward committee. So you've got some ammunition there to give them, whereby we have started with fixing up those cracked perspex screens and so on.
Yeah, thanks. I went there today. I wasn't sure exactly which one is the one. It's a colored one, isn't it?
It was the stereoscopic one of that, not meteorite, what do you call it?
The stereoscopic photo of Hilda.
Part of the eye there. The eye.
No,
yes. Next to the eye.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just, I think I took a photo of that because I was just making sure I've got that.
I think, I thought Pierre sent you a photo of it, but anyway.
I can send you all a photo of it.
Yeah,
we will give it a week to make sure that it still sticks there and it works.
Yeah, we just got to clean it up properly.
And then I have identified 4 more adjacent ones: the eye, binocular design, and telescope designs, which we'll tackle as the next group together. So then we take off all the perspex and just affix the reverse printing directly onto the stainless steel, provided the first one works.
It was when I was there was one because they really have chipped those things off, and there were a group of maybe EFF guys or something who were looking at these things with their caps on, and the one I noticed had his fingers just scratching at the perspex to see if it wouldn't maybe come off. So it's like, you know, the nature to find out how stable this is something. I don't know how we actually have it covered, but
well, we're going to glue everything down so that they can't do anything.
Excellent. Okay, no, well, thanks very much for doing that. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. We had this guy that I sent the pictures to busy visiting us. So that's great. And I must say, I don't know whether the rest of you agree, but one of they visit these different sites. So baboons are very important. The road behind the heights is very important, and now the high street is going to become another art display. And what I said to Pierre and Derek is, I think, you know, if you really want to get the what the town is about, it's, you know, the spirit of place was much more about, you know, having no electricity and the magnetism and having to actually put the magnetic observatory here because of that. And that's far more sustainable than the art that's around. It might not have perspex cracking or whatever, but we're not looking at it through the same eyes. So there was a time, evidently, when Derek was there, that quite a lot of money was given out of the municipal budget to help us do some of this maintenance and stuff. But somewhere along the line, that's fallen away. I suppose the demands on the municipality have changed tremendously, but it's hard to get. All they seem to do is get given R1 million investment that you've put down there from the lottery department, and all they want to do is complain and say, fix it up and sign here that you will maintain it forever hereafter. I'm not sure that Elaine's got anything in that budget will handle that. So. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can I
we'll do anything within our budget. Our budget just happens to be 0 at the moment.
Okay.
In any case, I think let's not waste time on it. I would just like to suggest respectfully, Mick, that you do not express the same opinion about artists that you've verbalized now at the ward committee meeting. That
I'll
might
try.
be.
Thank you, Pierre. I will
They
try
might
to-
chase you. They might chase you out of the door.
I just want to add something under outreach, and that's the GMN project as
I was going to
progress
come back to that.
quite a lot. The 2 cameras at Langsburg have been activated. So all 4 the cameras are operating. And in August, there were 131 meteors detected in South Africa. All 131 were detected by the school's cameras, which is quite fantastic.
Wow.
Tim Cooper is very busy with the bolide. He's still collating a lot of information that comes from there. He says he will be busy definitely this week, maybe next week. But as soon as he's got time, he's going to arrange a Zoom or Teams meeting for all the participants. And it will probably be on a Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. I will arrange it at Sansa so that you can all be invited to attend, so that you can look at the first images that have been taken by these meteor cameras. But I'll forward 2 emails from Radam Stano, the project leader. But those are for your eyes only, because it's not yet in the public domain. But I will send you some. It's quite exciting.
Fantastic. Well done.
Right. That's yeah, it is very exciting all that's going on there. Is my mouse working? Okay, and thanks for that, Pierre. We're running a bit behind time, but it's clouded over, so I'm not that bothered. I was going to try and do star photographs tonight, but there's no chance of that. Calendars and monthly meetings. Calendar 2024. I haven't opened any of these things yet. Do we want to look at the 2024 one? Draft calendar 2025. So what's left? Oh, there it is. All right, I can't get to the, there we go.
Yeah, okay.
Single page view, there we go. All right, so we go to September, October, November. What's left?
September, we have Professor Ilani Loubser from Northwest University, who's going to talk on monsters of the universe, galaxies. That's a special field of research, so I think it should be interesting for any people with an astronomy background. Yes, it will definitely be a Zoom virtual meeting.
Zoom only, okay.
Yeah, there's no chance that she will travel to Hermanus, and by the way, there's no budget to cover those costs. Then October, we'll have Pierre de Sillier. He's from Sansa, and in all probability, that will be an in-person meeting, and I think also the last in-person meeting for the year at Honoris Manor. And then we can continue for November, but it's Dr. Dalhazy. I don't know the topic. It's too far in advance. It's also too far in advance to know what Pierre Sillier is going to talk, but ionospheric observations, that is his field of speciality, and that is as far as my knowledge is concerned at the moment for the 2024 calendar and the speakers that we have lined up so far for them. They're all confirmed, but it's quite a tall order to get everything 2 weeks in advance, all ducks in a row for the venue at Honoris Manor. So, but that's besides the point, I think.
All right. Thanks, Peter. So, and then the draft HAC calendar 2025, do we need to look at anything to look at there now?
There's nothing yet. There's nothing.
Yeah. So we'll just follow what we said earlier, that
yes,
we're going to each come up with some suggestions of speakers that would be nice to have. And then between Pierre and myself, we're going to work out who's going to contact who and
Yeah.
who's going to go on the short list of
Yeah,
potential people to invite and so on. So
Yeah,
we
the
will
problem
take
is-
all that over from you, Peter.
Okay, that's.
But you're welcome
that's-
to come up with suggestions of speakers that we can contact. But we will do all the document.
Yeah, I know the institutions where one can knock on the door, but I
Okay,
don't have
great.
any person in particular at the moment. But my gut feeling at the moment is that the majority of speakers for next year or any year will be virtual people. So
Yeah.
there's no chance that you can get people in person from all over the country, because in a blink of an eye, we will be, anybody in charge of that will blow that 50,000 Rand budget very quickly to get people in person from, say, from
Yeah.
Wits or Durban.
No, we're not getting people from afar away.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and the locally, it's also restricted. You only have Sansa, and I am not aware of any other people or persons in the community that can stand in and do a presentation at Honours Manor in person. So that's my 10 cents worth of information for the evening.
Yeah, there may be
There
one or two from
is-
Cape Town that can drive out for spend a weekend. And
There is someone in Manus that you might have heard of him before. His name is Peter Kotze.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but that one swallow doesn't make a summer. So you need at least 10 of them to present in person, and that would be.
yeah, Peter, just remind me, did you attend the IAU? I think you said you were going to
Yes.
attend some of it.
I attend virtually from the comfort of my own home. It was quite a pleasant experience. You can hop from one venue to the other at your ease, something that you cannot do when you attend in person. And then I attended a lot of interesting lectures. So all in all, I think it was one of the best experiences I had in my life as far as a virtual conference is concerned. And I think it was excellently organized. It ran smoothly. I thoroughly enjoyed the public lecture by Professor George Ellis. But if I can throw in my own opinion, I think it was a little bit too far ahead of the general public. It was mainly aimed at professional cosmologists, but that is my personal feeling. But otherwise, it was very interesting to hear a person on the level of, say, Feynman and all those great spirits in science, to hear him speaking, and very authoritatively. So, but all in all, a great success. And I also delivered a presentation on a poster session. And at the moment, everything is running, or it was excellently organized. So that's all I can say. And I can write a little report if you want to.
Yeah, please do.
Just summarizing the highlights.
On your experience there, and maybe just what your topic was about and so on. Just a brief summary. But I also actually went onto the website and I found that they had recorded everything. But
yes.
the way they'd done it, they'd recorded each lecture room, of which I think there are about 10 total. And
correct.
Recorded the whole day continuously in one recording of 7 or 8 hours. So I decided, no, I'm going to go and download everything. I downloaded over 600 hours of video. And then I started on day one. There's a lot of sort of dead time in between the lectures where it's just people walking around and
yes,
nobody talking. I will cut out individual lectures at the beginning and end of a lecture and make a short, I think they're mostly about an hour long. Some of them go a little bit over an hour and 15 or whatever,
yes.
of each lecture, and make that a video on its own and chop them all out. There are actually it seemed to be like 3 or 4 within that 7-hour period. So less than half of the time was actual lectures, or the recorded time.
Yes.
So yeah, but it's still a lot of hours, and I will pull out topics that I find interesting first, and somewhere, I don't know which day yours was and which room it was.
It was on display. It was a poster. It was on display for the whole duration of the conference, and they're now going to summarize everything in a special edition of something overseas, and then the summary as well as the posters and everything will be published eventually.
Okay.
So it will be available for everybody to peruse and to familiarize yourself with what was done at the conference. But it's quite a tight. I think it was in all around about 2,000, more than 2,000 presentations and oral as well as poster type of things. So what they did was they displayed all the posters on digital computers for the whole duration, and afterwards they're going to donate the computers to disadvantaged schools. So that is also a very generous act from their side, or from the organizing committee side.
Great. Okay, so you're going to give us a little report, maybe for the newsletter or something like that. Or maybe we can do a Facebook article or a website article.
Yeah, next week or next month's newsletter will contain, I think, a little paragraph or something about everything that was done. So I can do that.
Fantastic.
No problem.
Thanks, Peter. All right. How are we doing?
Okay, can I just ask Peter quickly before we get off the subject of calendars? I didn't quite catch what you said about the October meeting, Pierre Cillier, ionospheric observations. That, in fact, the calendar that you had up there was an old calendar, Derek. It wasn't the one I sent yesterday. This one is actually, it mentions ionospheric observations on the 15th of October. Peter, did you suggest that we do not use onerous manner for that?
No. I say that is most probably, in all probability, it will be a in-person meeting. So I think that is, I'm quite sure that it will be a in-person presentation at onerous manner on the 15th of October.
Okay, so we stick with that. I have I've booked it already, and they've confirmed. Yes. So that's great. So we just need a bit more detail. For the 15th of October, I must let her know the latest, the 1st of October. Sorry to pressure again, but in order to sort of maintain our good relations with onerous manner, I think we must.
Derek, could I make a request with regard to that? Would it be possible to, if people can't attend the meeting in person, just not to have interruptions with people who can't, who are not present at the meeting and are contacting via Zoom? It's so, I think it's so disruptive for a speaker to have these interruptions.
Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
Sometimes when the speaker is speaker and where you're trying to do the hybrid thing, then there are interruptions and it has to stop. And I think it's disruptive for the speaker. And when the speaker's speaking in person, and it's also disruptive, I think, to the audience. I mean, if people can't make it, then.
Yeah, it was particularly disruptive.
What you're saying is we mustn't try and do a Zoom hybrid at the onerous meeting.
No, you can, but if something goes wrong, then just stop it, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, we ran from the first number of meetings, there was no problems. I don't know why the last 3 or 4 we've had these problems, but anyway. One of the problems we had at the last meeting was I arrived there early to set up and test things, and I wasn't able to do that because somebody had decided, no, he needed to use that room, and only in the last 10 minutes before the meeting was I able to start plugging in and switching out on and get going. So I had no time to prepare and get the technical
Okay.
out. So
I'll see if I can do something
make
about
sure that we've got access to the room for an hour before 6, from 5 o'clock, and that nobody else books it out. They said they were going to be finished by 5:30, but they carried on until 5:45. I had like about 5 minutes to set up everything and get going, and that's when mistakes happen.
Okay, I'll check that, Derek. Yeah.
Please. Thanks.
Unfortunately, we can't sort of lay down the rules. We're very sort of subject to whatever they're doing. We are subject to that because it's a free facility and an excellent facility. And
Yeah, but I mean, look, I'll see what I can do about that. My concern was more for the speaker. You know, one feels a bit embarrassed for the speaker and for the.
It's a matter of got to check everything beforehand and be prepared. We had no time to be prepared. Now the person who's at Aline or the person at reception tried to tell that person, no, they'd booked another room, not this room, and they didn't want to know. They just didn't want to move. They wanted to sit there and use the TV and the screen.
Wow. Okay. Okay. David and I will get there early.
Please. Sit there and don't allow anybody else in or whatever.
No.
Another resource there is if Kurt's paid his dues for the committee. You know, he does it with U3A all the time. He has the same kind of issues. So if you ever need a hand on that regard, I think he'd be pulling in where you can.
All right, let's move on. We're running late. Monthly meetings, is there anything to add on? Okay, so I re-recorded the software for astronomy and uploaded that. And Peter, I presume you sent out the YouTube link and so on to all concerned. And my PDF I made. Peter, are you muted?
you talk to Peter Cotter.
Peter Harvey, yeah, you sent all the re-recording I did for the software for astronomy.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, all right, there's other items Peter has discussed. And then we've discussed speakers for next year, how we're going to go about that. Special interest group meetings. Have we really found the theory of everything? That one was a bit intense. I think most of us struggled a bit with the level of that one. It was a little bit high, but I think the next lot, the next few are going to be very interesting. So let's stick with that and carry on there. Any questions, comments on cosmology? Nothing, okay. Astrophotography.
This is fascinating.
Okay. Astrophotography, any comments there, Peter? Nothing really
Nothing for me.
Yeah. Okay. Study group. When's the next study group, Peter?
Yeah, then the next one
September
is
the 24th.
Yeah, but I thought consciousness. I was quite delighted with the response on that one of the people that did attend. Only 8 people, six members, but I thought I personally enjoyed that enormously, and I think the people participating did as well.
Yeah.
But disappointing in the attendance there. I just wonder if I should use a bit more ChatGPT to
yeah, I think our advertising makes a difference. ChatGPT really knows how to jazz up the advertising.
Yeah. And then this next one, oh no, man.
Does the brain create self?
This next one is does the brain create self? That is an extremely interesting one. I'm going to come out with quite a bit more stuff explaining that one. It is extremely interesting.
Right.
I'll just get rid of these dogs, sorry.
Okay. So did anybody observe the moon today? Yesterday? Wednesday the 11th, first quarter? I took a photo on Tuesday. but yesterday I wasn't going to go outside. And then on communication, website carries on automatically for the moment. Newsletter, another great one, and thanks very much to Peter for agreeing to carry on for that, his section for next year. And then we'll sort out something for Peter's section that he was editing, the first 2 pages or so. But Peter is carrying on with Sky Maps, is that right? Peter Harvey?
Yeah.
Great, thanks. A great job on that one as well. All right, any other business?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'll write a brief summary, but I think it must appear in our newsletter and probably also in the local newspapers. At ASA's AGM, I think on the 26th of August, Derek Duckett assumed the presidency, took over the baton as president of the Astronomical Society of Southern Africa.
Baton. I've got the holder has gone in to have my nameplate put into LES engravers.
That was made in Hermanus and designed by yours truly.
Made and designed by Pierre de Villiers.
Yeah.
Any case,
a good Olympic theme. Handing over the baton.
Lovely, congratulations, Derek. That's lovely. We're privileged.
All the best.
All thanks.
I don't know if anybody noticed it, but in the last newsletter, it was right at the top, congratulating Derek.
All right, thanks. Okay, thanks for that.
In any case, can I just add that Derek's sentence is for 2 years until 2026.
Sentence is a daunting description.
And is he taking over from President Pierre de Villiers?
No, Pierre was president in the past. They wanted him to be in this period again, and he sort of balked at it a bit and pushed me into the spot there. So here I am. Okay.
Congratulations. Very good.
All right.
Just on committee member holidays, are you doing that before you close?
Yeah. Anybody? Are you going on holiday, Mick?
Yeah, I'm away 15. I won't even be able to make the 15th. I don't think I'm away until the end of the month, 15 to end of October.
All right.
And Tuesdays I always have to run
15th to the end.
Yeah, till the end of the month, 2 weeks.
Okay. Anybody else, or can we?
The first week in October.
First week in October. Okay. You going overseas again?
No. I'm going to take my bicycle and travel through the Makwaland.
Ah, that's lovely.
A motorbike or a bicycle?
Bicycle.
Oh, okay. Good luck
Human
with that.
powered. Yeah, human powered.
You're going to go in amongst the blommer with your bicycle?
Well, I hope so. But anyway, it's always nice to be in a solitude and have fresh air.
Okay, enjoy it.
Just say again those dates, please, Peter.
The first week in October. I don't know yet, but it's from the 1st till around about 5th of the 10th or the 7th. It's somewhat open-ended, but because I'm a pensioner, so I don't restrict myself to dates nowadays.
I am in awe of your endeavor, Peter. Enjoy it.
Okay, I might go on a bicycle if it's got an electric motor. Okay.
I won't go on the bicycle where we are. We're on the Kruger, so
all right, enjoy that too. Don't climb out the window when the lines are next to the car.
Just to pet the...
Yeah, that's how they define fast food nowadays.
Yeah.
In the Kruger, if you're not fast, you become food.
Mm. All right, thanks to everybody for your attendance, and enjoy your supper, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Right. Good night.
Have a nice evening.
Where is